Hey, welcome back. Today is February 28th, Sunday, and on this post, I'll be telling you about the overall crypto markets, which includes Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action, and see how they could potentially affect the overall altcoin markets in the short-term future, before diving into Dent token, Dent USD, and see what exactly has gone on in this market. I'll be telling you about the bullish and bearish case scenarios for today, as well as the short-term price prediction on this market according to what I'm seeing on the charts. Before I begin today, please do subscribe to this channel and like this video if you guys are enjoying this content, as I'll be keeping you updated on the latest crypto setups on my watch list, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. If you guys do want to support me and don't already have a Webull brokerage account, you guys can use my referral link down below. They're still giving away 2 free stocks as of today upon a successful sign up and a qualifying deposit of $100 and I will also receive a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me. Please also read my full disclaimer below. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm purely sharing my own speculations, opinions on this market. I cannot tell you the future, and you should always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market, as it's extremely risky and volatile. If you guys have any questions or comments, please do only leave them in the comment section below. I'll try my best to get to as many of them as possible. Now, see what exactly is going on in this market first. I've already done a more detailed post on Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action today, but let's do a very quick recap here again. Bitcoin dominance right now up about 0.4%. This breaks down to Bitcoin price action down almost 2%. Total altcoin market cap down almost 3%. Now this is the downside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards. I will usually see total altcoin market cap being more bearishly affected by Bitcoin price action, as we have also seen earlier this week, okay, when Bitcoin price action pulling back, Bitcoin dominance on some of these days trending upwards, total altcoin market cap more affected by Bitcoin price action pullbacks. I usually emphasize Bitcoin dominance trending downwards. Generally speaking, that's better for the altcoin price action on both the upside and downside. Bitcoin dominance here on the daily time frame is still my focus and is still having a pretty charged bullish pattern here, inverse head and shoulders pattern. If this price action actually plays out according to this pattern, okay, not as ideal for the altcoin price action, because the upside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards would be Bitcoin price action leading in gains ahead of total altcoin market cap. Downside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards, we're seeing that right now. Bitcoin price action pullbacks more bearishly affecting the total altcoin market cap. Let's take a look into Bitcoin price action here, where I did say right now it does seem like we have a falling wedge pattern here, which is generally a bullish pattern. According to Thomas Bukowski and his website, thepatternSite.com, it's a 68% chance of it breaking upwards. If it breaks upwards by tomorrow now, March 1st, the measure target is slightly lower than the measure target I mentioned yesterday, which was if I expected it to break out by yesterday, or by today actually, excuse me. So moving down the measure targets according to the expected breakout date now, okay. If it breaks out by tomorrow, March 1st, I do have a measure target here now of about 59.2K. Measure targets are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. I do want to point out there's quite a bit of bearish signals on the monthly time frame down to the 3-day time frame on the RSIs. Bearish divergence scenarios could also play out as well. So those I would heavily consider the bearish signals there on Bitcoin price action over this bullish pattern, okay. I would heavily consider those bearish signals. Also, even if it looks like the price action has broken above the pattern, the daily 21 MA seems to be lingering resistance above the pattern as well. Okay, so it's something I would not lose track of, because even if it looks like the price action has broken above this falling wedge pattern, it could still get rejected by the daily 21 MA. Key support here will be the daily 50 MA as well as the 3-day 21 MA, which are pretty close to each other, okay. Now, if Bitcoin price action pulls back, it could still have an effect on the overall altcoin markets. Magnitude of that effect would depend on how far up or down Bitcoin dominance is trending. Okay. Let's take a look into Dent USD and see what exactly has gone on in here. Since the last time I have talked about Dent, I did mention that there was a cup and handle pattern here that's more apparent on the lower time frames. Okay. Measure target of that breakout was about 0.26 cents. Okay. Price action has broken above the pattern, went as far as about 0.275 cents. So that measure target has been met in that case before going down to as far as about 0.14 cents, rebounding back up to 0.23 cents, and now we're all the way back down to about 0.13 cents. Okay, so quite a bit of volatility there. Okay. Now, I usually do take a look into the monthly time frame RSIs on any particular smaller markets, down to the daily RSIs, which are what I consider to be macro time frames, looking for overbought RSI readings and possible bearish divergence scenarios. Even though I think it matters less right now because Bitcoin price action and Bitcoin dominance is still my #1 focus before diving into any particular smaller altcoin markets, because these pullbacks, as we have been seeing for the past week, I think are very much correlated with Bitcoin price action pullbacks. So those two are still my focus before any particular smaller markets. Let's take a look into the RSIs anyways. Monthly time frame, we do have an RSI reading of about 79. Relatively overbought. I don't see possible bearish divergence scenario here yet. Okay, so some type of pullback here is still not unreasonable. Weekly time frame RSI, we do have about 69 here. Last RSI, last high on the price action chart had an RSI reading of about 96. So possible bearish divergence scenario here, if price action on the weekly time frame was to make a higher high, it does need to beat an RSI reading of about 96 to negate bearish divergence. 3-day time frame here, pretty similar. However, the last RSI reading to beat to negate bearish divergence is about 79 if it was to make a new high on the 3-day time frame. Daily time frame here, last RSI reading to beat from the last high was about 80. Okay, to avoid bearish divergence on the daily time frame. Okay, if it was to make a new high. Now let's go down to the 12-hour time frame where I can see more clearly a possible falling wedge pattern that could be in play. Okay. Now price action, let's go back to the daily time frame real quick. I just want to point out that we are being supported by the daily 21 MA right here, which is the blue line. Let's see if the price action can hold that support. Okay. If that support does not hold, the next level of support I'll be looking at would be this fib level right here, about 0.13 cents, which is pretty parallel with, which is pretty in line with the 12-hour 50 MA. Okay. So if the daily 21 MA does not hold, then these levels of support, which are pretty in line with each other, the fib level area about 0.13 cents, the 12-hour 50 MA, pretty similar levels. Okay. Those are the next levels of support if the daily 21 MA does not hold. Now let's take a look into the falling wedge pattern here. Now, as I said, falling wedge patterns, according to Thomas Bukowski and his website, thepatternSite.com, it's a 68% chance of it breaking upwards. Now, if it actually does break upwards, how do you have a measure target here? If it breaks out by tomorrow, midnight UTC, I do have a measure target of about 0.21 cents. Clearly, if it actually breaks out later, the measure target would be lower. Now, there's quite a bit of resistance above the pattern as well. So even if it looks like the price action has broken above the pattern, I would still consider these resistances because possible rejection could still happen there. And of course, the measure target here, like I said, are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. So look out for the resistances such as short-term moving averages and fib level areas above the pattern for possible rejections. Let's take a look into bearish case scenarios. bearish case scenario here, if price action closes below the daily 21 MA, then I'm looking for support at the 0.13 cents level, fib level area, as well as the 12-hour 50 MA, even though it looks like it has been touched once already. Okay, so if the daily 21 MA does not hold, and we get daily candles below the daily 21 MA, I'm looking at the 12-hour 50 MA and the fib level area here, about the 0.13 cents fib level area. If those levels do not hold, okay, possibly the next level of key support would be about the 0.1 cents fib level area, which is also pretty parallel with the short-term moving average, the 4-hour 200 MA as well. Now, in addition to all of this, like I said, I would focus on Bitcoin price action and Bitcoin dominance, at least personally, because I do think those are the market indicators right now, as we have seen quite a bit of these altcoin pullbacks correlated with Bitcoin price action pullbacks, especially in the last week, as well as Bitcoin dominance, pretty charged bullish pattern there to be looking out for. Now, these are my bullish and bearish case scenarios for today. Let me know if you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know agreements, disagreements, feedback. I'd love to hear them. Hope you manage your risk carefully. And if you would like to see any more of my most recently uploaded videos on YouTube, you guys can check out my links up here on YouTube. See you next time.